here for our first debate of the month. We are here ready to talk about self-love and romantic relationships. We all know self-love is a broad subject, and a lot of people have very different opinions on this. So we are here today with these lovely ladies to talk about this subject. Hello, ladies.
Hello, guys.
Hello, guys.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good,
How are
thank
you?
you.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
Yes.
Great, super. So we'll start by introducing ourselves, right? So everyone knows who I am, hopefully. But if not, I am Nadia Diaz, the founder of New Academy. New Academy is a self-development brand and aims to support and assist every woman to be naked of paradigms, be naked of the experiences that have stopped them from being who they really, really are. So we are here as well. Part of NUA is the community, is a big part of NUA, where women come together and really develop what they really, truly want. So it's not just about the founder of NUA, it's about all women around the world, right? And that's the reason why we're here today, to bring forward the voice of different women to talk about this subject that we know a lot of women really, really and truly need to talk about, but they don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Marla?
Hi, I'm Marla. I am an adventurer. I love getting to know the unknown. So this is a topic that I'm very, very much looking forward to talking about, because it's something that's not talked about very often.
Yeah.
So I'm here for everything.
Super. Nuria?
Hi, I'm Nuria, and I am the coordinator for NUA. And I work a lot behind the scenes. And as you probably know, I do some lives as well for She Lives on Instagram. And I'm here to support this lovely subject that a lot of people are, wondering, self-love, romantic relationships, just things that we go through on a day-to-day life, how raw it can actually get to.
Super. Noemi?
Hi, I'm Noemi, and I am a very simple person. And like Marla said, I am also very fond of knowing everyone's opinions, and this is a very interesting topic, which I am very excited to talk about.
Super. We have Bella, but I think she had some technical issues.
Yeah.
So
she's still trying to log in.
When she's ready, she'll just pop in. And let me start by saying, ladies, let's all, just go into the conversation, real, raw, unfiltered. It's just us talking, right? Mm-hmm. So let's just relax and be ready. So who wants to start? What do you think about self-love?
Well, let me start. I think self-love there's a misconcept when it comes to self-love.
Yeah.
Often people believe that self-love is attached to something else. We grow up hearing you need to be a good wife, or you need to go to school so you can be rich, all of these things. So we grow up thinking, for me to be this, I have to have this. Yeah. And that sometimes gets confused with the self-love. My opinion, self-love comes totally unattached. It's something that is within you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in a relationship to have self-love. You don't have to be a certain age to be a mother or a wife to have self-love. You can have self-love and not have anything else, any of those things. Yeah. So it's quite interesting for me. So it's a very interesting topic.
Yes.
Somebody else, please.
Yes. it's okay, just relax, we're talking. So, you know, it's a normal conversation, it's not an interview.
No, definitely. I agree with Marla. Self-love has to come within yourself. And it's what we conditioned to grow up with, that sometimes in our community, especially, you know, our background, Palopsh, we lack a lot of self-love. And I think few years going back is been a self-discovery for a lot of women as well. And I do feel that self-love, sometimes it's portrayed to be something that it's not, you know, and it's definitely when you find yourself and you have those set of boundaries and how can I say it, discipline of what you was conditioned for when growing up and how you actually want to live your life, with no judgment, no you know, comments of people, what they have to say. Self-love starts with you, and that's kind of my definition of the self-love comes within.
Yeah,
It's true.
I agree. I share the same opinion. Self-love has to be about you. Doesn't matter what you have, what you do, what other things about you. It's all about you. You have to start with yourself. Self-love is all about you. Well, us.
And self-love is not just like looking in the mirror and feeling pretty. That's not it. You know, a lot of people think like, I'm going to change my hair, or I'm going to change, like something's going wrong and I'm just going to move. You know, I'm changing my body, or I'm doing something in my body that's going to give me temporarily, you know, that satisfaction, as in, you know, I'm going to feel good because I look good. But that is not the answer, is it? Right. In the last 2 weeks, we have been doing a lot of research, right? And we have asked a lot of people about this. We have asked about what self-love is and if people actually think that self-love impacts a relationship, right? If self-love is within you, right? And you feel that self-love is that, right? How do you know that you actually have self-love or you don't? Those are questions that people have asked me for us to talk about in this debate as well. So how do you feel about having self-love? You have self-love. How do you know if you have self-love?
I guess it's when you don't feel pressured. You don't feel pressured by anything. If you know who you are, if you know what you want, it doesn't matter what environment you're in, if it's a relationship, a romantic, in this case, a romantic relationship, whatever's asked from you shouldn't feel heavy. Whatever's asked from you immediately, if it's asked from you immediately, you know, is this what I want? Is this something that I want for myself? Because being in a relationship should be an add-on. It shouldn't be who you are.
Yes.
Because you're still your own person. What happens a lot of times in relationships is that the couple forgets that they are still two individuals.
Yes.
And you want to do everything together and you want to just please each other. No, you're still your own person.
Yes.
So when you have the ability to be in a relationship and still know what you're after for yourself, still know what you want, I think that can be part of self-love.
Knowing that you love yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't
absolutely.
love yourself, for example, if you do not love yourself, how does that feel? We can go back into that later. I have a few things to say about that as well. But do you know how does it feel?
If you don't have self-love, you're begging. You will find yourself in a relationship where you have to basically crave the attention. You have to beg. Anything that person has to offer you is all that you need to leave. So if he's not nice to you today, your day's crap. If you don't get that phone call, that text message, it's crap. If he gets home and he doesn't give you a key, so he doesn't spend 5 minutes with you, and you're unhappy because there's nothing within whatever you're searching for is on the outside, it's never inside.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot because by the time we're this age, we've been broken so many times.
Because we didn't understood how it was, right? We don't
Yeah.
understand the base of all of
Yeah.
that. Right. Ladies.
No, definitely. Sorry, I was just also trying to add Bella.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'll pass it over to you, Noemi, and let me just try and see if I can make Bella come in and join us. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to your question, knowing that you don't have any self-love is also when you, again, with what Marla said, I agree with everything she said. And when you're not a priority to yourself as well, that if you put everyone else before you and you forget that you exist to please others, it doesn't matter if it's a boyfriend, if it's anybody, anyone.
Yeah.
It could be even a son or a daughter. A lot of parents go through that.
And it's
where
quite
they
easy. It's quite easy to actually jump into that role of like pleasing others. You don't even notice that is because you don't have self-love or is something lacking. It's really easy because you come into a role where you were taught how to be a wife, right? Since you were very young as a girl, you were taught how to be a wife, how to be a mom. So when you go to that relationship, you're already thinking, I have to. What does a good wife do? What does a good mom do, right? And then that's it. We just have to stop being who we are because that's not what it is to be a good woman or a good mom or a good wife. And you want to be those things. But along the way, you kind of lose yourself, don't you? You just think like, where am I? Who am I? And you think I'm somebody else's wife, girlfriend, mother. But who are you? Right? And self-love, I think, is like that connection with, being kind with to yourself, being able to connect with yourself, right? In a way that if you are just pleasing others, you are not able to do.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So how do you...
It's funny you guys say that.
Yeah, go on.
So, because I have a thing. You often when people say, oh, Marla, this is mom, or George is Marla, and I go, no, George is Marla, not Teresa's mom. Marla's good enough. Because people immediately, you stop being who you are, and you become somebody.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And how does that feel?
You guys are saying.
And how does that feel, you as a woman?
It's demeaning because they are losing or removing the value that you have as your own person to making you be somebody's somebody.
Yeah.
So I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's why I say, Marla, please, it's good enough. And they go, oh, no, you don't know. No, I don't like it. I'm Marla, that's good enough. You know?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, of course. Ladies, don't be shy.
You tell us something, Nadine. You share with us.
Ask you the questions then. No, I just wanted you to explore about the self-love and all that. So I'm going to jump into some of the questions that were given to me and some of the statements also that some men and women, they also, shared about what they thought, right? So let me go first into one of the questions. So does self-love impact a relationship? If it does or it doesn't, how?
Of course it does.
I believe so too. I think it does. I think any type of relationship that you have, you really need to have self-love as a boundary. We can then speak about this is self-love. What is self-love? It's being kind to yourself. It's being ready for growth. It's being ready to connect. It's being able to set boundaries. It's being able to say no when you really want to say no. When saying yes is a no to yourself. You know that ones when
Yeah.
How many times we said yes when inside of us like, oh no, but if I say no,
Oh, so
it's gonna
many.
be an argument, or it's gonna like they're gonna think we're not, we're not,
Just to
we don't like
avoid
them,
the whole
all of
conflict.
these, right?
Yeah.
And especially when we are in a romantic relationship, right?
Yeah.
We tend to just like do the extra mile. Not saying that we can't do extra mile for our partners. Like we are in a relationship, it's normal. But when we actually say no to ourselves constantly, or when you just feel like I really don't want to do this, no. And here I go again. We go around in circles, around in the same thing, popping over and over again. That is something for us to question, right?
Yep.
So, yes, for me, it does impact a relationship.
Yeah, of course it does.
It does.
Yeah,
Because
I agree. It does.
Yeah.
if you don't have self-love, the relationship doesn't last. Let's be honest. The relationship is not a nice relationship because you're going to be so demanding to fill the gap that only you can
Mind
fix.
you, I don't think it won't last. It might last. There's a lot of people in relationships that are not happy and they don't have no self-love, but they have been together for a long time.
I think it's because they get used to that person.
Yeah.
And they can't live without that because they don't know any better.
And
so when they're in relationships like that, it becomes very easy to just accommodate yourself to that.
Of course, it is very hard to leave, of course. But would that link to lack of self-love?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you love yourself. You know what's not good for you. This ain't working for me, mate. Let's move on.
See you later.
See you later.
Yeah. These people are so attached to values, to the culture, to
society.
What I'm going to say, because oh man, like now I'm in
judgment.
The judgment.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is a big, big one. And then you end up staying in a relationship that deep down it doesn't work, but
you're not happy.
But it's like, it's all I know, it's safe. It's safe. What do they say in Portugal? Is like, it's better the devil to know than the angel yet to know, something like that, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it? Better, yeah. It's better the devil you know than the angel yet to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a saying like sense. That. It makes sense?
It does make sense.
Because believe that some people, when people have lack self-love and they're in a relationship that is not 100% happy due to them being broken, they don't know. I lost my train of thought.
But you know what I could say as well, that sometimes it takes a lot for you to find that self-love. Yeah, you have to go through certain things in life. As we were talking about the attachment and what we're conditioned, and we have all of those factors. Yes, we grew up like this, or this is what we were taught, and this is what we should be doing as women. But there is a breakthrough when the shift comes in, right? That even when you're thinking, oh, hold on, no, but if I don't do this, the judgment again, you start thinking. But once you go deep within yourself, self-love is everything. That even just having a cup of tea by yourself and sitting in silence, that's a self-love,
Yeah.
The attachment, learning how to detach is also a way of finding self-love, because we can be not even just talking about partners, we can be attached to our parents, we can be attached to our siblings, we can be attached to our cousins, like family members.
Attached to habits. We are attached to habits.
And not all of them are good for us, but when you find the self-love, I totally agree. And self-love is a journey on its own. Like every day is a progress. Every day we grow into finding us inside, what we are capable of deliver. No judgment at all.
And, and it's not linear, you know, it's not linear. It's not like, okay, now I woke up and I decided to have self-love and that's it. Hoo-hoo, tomorrow I have self-love. That doesn't happen.
No.
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 You know,
Same way you don't just simply, same way you don't just simply lose self-love.
Exactly.
You're losing it bit by bit.
Yeah.
You know, a few causes of lack of, you know, a few causes for you to lose self-love, you know, childhood traumas, negative experiences, relationships, especially relationships. You know, when you are in a relationship, you go like strong, and then all depends on how your relationship goes and how much you have love for yourself already. Because when you are in a wrong relationship, you are toxic yourself, the person is toxic, right? You go through a lot of things such as lying, cheating, you know, back and forths, all sorts. Or even if you don't have none of that, but you can just have a normal relationship and the man being man, you know, love languages are different, right? Your love language is not the same as his one, right? So even that can just cause a lot of pressure, and you can start feeling low and, you know, insecure, low self-esteem, not worthy, all of these things. It doesn't necessarily need to be just because he or she did something wrong, right?
Yeah.
And obviously when you break that, how do you get it back, right?
It's a long process.
Yeah, a very, very long process and a lot of healing.
Yeah. Do you think, as we, you know, here now, do you think that when you are in a relationship, right? So you lost self-love. So you lost yourself along the way for whatever reason, right? For you to gain that self-love back, do you need time apart, or can you get that self-love back while you are together?
I believe you need time apart. It's definitely.
I think it depends.
Yeah.
It could. Yeah, I think it depends.
Yes.
Because you can actually work on yourself while in there. Because it's like you said earlier, when you keep saying no to yourself, but really and truly you want to say yes to yourself and put yourself first, if you start doing it while you're still in a relationship, it's going to work. But if the relationship is not working out, then time apart will be needed. But I think you need to start with the person. It doesn't necessarily have to be apart, basically. That's my opinion.
And that is in all cases, or all depends on the relationships? I think it does depends on the relationship, because once you start the journey of self-love, if whoever is your partner, you know, as we're talking about partners here, if it's not ready to take on that change, it will lead into more, how can I put it? I don't want to say it toxic, but very overwhelming, you know, because you're working on your self-love and that person say, oh, all of a sudden, whoa, okay, what's going into you then?
Person anymore.
You know? Okay, like, can we, you know, work it around? We try to work it around, but we're still standing our barriers because we're doing the self-love journey, yeah. And some can't take it. And
that's true.
I guess, you know, both need to be working. It's not. Yeah, it's if you are working by yourself.
You both want it.
Yeah, you both need to be wanting the same, you know, the same goal, because otherwise I don't think personally that it's going to work. Like if I want to grow, if I want to start loving myself, and you don't want me to change, or you say you want me to change but you don't want me to change, like, and you're gonna start like, why are you changing, or why are you talking to me like that, or why now all of a sudden is different, or you know, you don't want to do it anymore, or you don't want to say this anymore, or you don't want to do this anymore because you have changed. You're setting your boundaries, right? And the person that is used to have a Marla, a Noemi, a Nuria, any other woman, right, a certain way, once that woman starts saying, no, you know what, I don't want it no more, no, I'm not allowing you to do that to me anymore. They don't accept it that easy, do they?
Yeah.
So
Sure.
if he's not in the same page as you, will it affect a relationship if you actually want to?
Of course it will.
Yeah.
I don't think you will
It
ever
will.
be on the same page as you.
Mm.
Self-love is a very personal journey.
Yes.
And mostly in relationships, if you've already walked into a relationship broken, you can't get fixed whilst in a relationship, because your brokenness will affect the it's like having a rotten pear, putting it in a bag of very good pears.
Yeah.
They will all get rotten. You need to fix yourself. You need to find yourself. And then you get back together. Because even if you decide to still stay together whilst working on yourself, you're only going to clash a lot.
And you're going to go
So,
around.
of course, yes. It's not going to work, because you're going to have to become somebody else. And maybe the person you're with does not allow you to get healed, does not allow you to grow, doesn't want to let go. Because it's not just us women who get very comfortable in a relationship. Men get very comfortable in a relationship where they can be whatever they want to be, but they condition the wife.
Yes. You are
My
echoing,
opinion.
Marla. Every time you talk, I can
Am I
hear the
echoing?
echo. Yeah.
It's okay. It's been fixed.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh.
Yes, I
Well
love
done,
what you
Nadia.
said.
Very efficient.
I loved what you said. It would be amazing to know what people think actually on this one. And I do have, let me read some of the comments I actually had on this one. Was Umbella able to get in? No.
No.
Someone said, someone said that self-love is not using others as a standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to love ourselves first to be able to make others feel good by our sides. Another person said, if I don't like me, if I don't love myself, who will? Right? And this will lead to another question, which someone nicely put it. Do you think you are able to truly love someone if you don't truly love yourself?
Yeah, but it's not a healthy love. If you don't love yourself, it means that you don't know love. So you will be searching for love. So whatever you find that you think is love, you're going to magnify it. So it will never be healthy love. Not healthy for the other person, not healthy for yourself. So you don't know what you're searching for. Until you find yourself truly, then you'll be able to love somebody else.
And how do you find yourself truly? Like, do you really ever find yourself truly?
Yes, I think you do. When you find out what the problem is, because you must get to the root of the problem. And often it comes from you've had a bad childhood or a broken home, how they say it, or you lacked fatherly love, or your first relationship completely broke you and you were too young to understand in depth everything that happened. Yeah. So all of that, when you become an adult, you're carrying that with you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even think of it. So only when you truly find the root of the problem, you can fix it. And then you know, okay, now I'm free. It's like you're a slave to your own, bad experiences, whatever in life.
You have to let it go. You have, and part of self-love, I think, is acceptance. You need to be able to accept.
Yeah.
To get to a point where, okay, this is the boundary. This is what I need to be doing. I need to accept. I need to accept that I went there. This is where I am, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people still live on what was done, on what happened. It is what it is, and we need to move forward. If it's meant to be, will be. If it's not meant to be, won't be. But a lot of people are stuck into, I've made a plan yesterday, and I'm going to stick to that plan, even though everything around you has changed.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Because change is scary. Not everyone's ready for change. Change is scary.
Yes.
You know, people are, if you're comfortable in your bubble, anything else outside of it, the unknown,
Yeah,
it's scary.
it's scary.
You don't know what's coming.
You know, the funny thing is that change is something that we are going through since we were born. It's one thing that we are constantly going through. Either we want it or not, because you are growing. You were a baby, then you were a toddler, then you were a child, then you were a teenager. Now you are a woman. We are constantly changing. You know, there's those physical changes that we have no control over, right? And so our inside also should be changing. We shouldn't be the same as we were last year or 10 years ago. You know, you shouldn't sit with me and still see me as the same person as I was 10 years ago. So if you are in a relationship, you two are not the same people. Number one, you are two different people. Number two, are you the same people as you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago? Of course not. Things change. And self-love comes along with it, or it doesn't, right? So do you guys think like self-love, you can love yourself, truly love someone else if you do not love yourself?
I think you can, because it's two different loves, really. So it's like Marla said, it's going to be difficult to be in that kind of relationship where you don't love yourself or you love somebody else, because you'll be very needy of that person, because that's all you know as love. But it's possible, because it happens in real life. It actually happens. People love someone so much that they, oh my God, they just live for that person. They only do things for that person. And there's no self-love for that person, for that.
Yourself.
Yeah, for yourself.
Do you think that's love?
I don't know. People say it is. People say it is.
No, I'm just asking, like we're talking, we're exploring this subject, right?
That
Is that
could be
love?
called a lot of different things. It could be somebody that needs something to hold on to be able to live. That can be called an obsession.
Yeah, but is that healthy? Well,
in my eyes, it's not healthy.
Yeah,
but it depends also, because maybe that person doesn't know what love really is. Never had it. Not even as from a mom or from a dad or from a brother, anything like that. And then it's difficult for them to know what love is. So they can confuse all of that with love. It's not healthy, but again,
it's what they know.
It's what they know. Yeah. And until they understand what it is, they're happy. Yeah.
We've got loads of questions going.
You do? Can you see? I can't see the Facebook though. Go on then. Ask some questions. I'll carry on.
Well, as we're flowing, there's people obviously responding as well to what we're talking about. So on the we have here like lack of belief, language of love, lack of confidence. It can take time for one to reach the self-love status, especially when they're dealing with different barriers, beliefs, lack of confidence, language of love, lack of belief. And we have, you just need to work on yourself, I guess it's within the self-love as well. And if it's toxic, one of you have to be apart. I believe with that. That was Idlen said that, and I do believe that if it's a toxic relationship, no matter how obsessed you are with this person or how much
you love them,
you need to be apart. I am a strong believer on that one. And then we have, depending on the comprehension both parties have for each other. So and then we have, they have to be ready for a new you.
for the new
I guess it's the transition of the self-love and
again. I need to be in the same page as you to be ready for the new you. Because one thing is like when you are going through these changes, let's think about this. Like when we are going through these changes, we don't know what's happening, right? We do not know. Like none of us know. One day you might be high, another day you might be low. You know you're working towards growth. You know you're working towards self-love. You are doing something for yourself, but you don't know how your day going to be. You don't know what changes are you doing and how you're going to feel every single day, right? So if you don't know that, if you don't actually understand half of it, how do you expect somebody else to understand? Right?
Sure.
So it is a thing where, yes, it's about ourselves, but for the other person to be there, the other person needs to kind of understand where we are. And if the other person is not ready for that change, then you need to be apart, I believe, in my view. And let's face it, not everyone will be ready to be, to be facing all these changes. Like this, you need time apart.
Oh yeah, I think people not only the person needs to understand where you're going, but they need to fully understand where you've come from. So if they understand your life journey, it'll be easier for them. If they really love you, it'll be easier for them to accept that there will be change. You're gonna go either apart or not, whatever the couple's decision is. Yeah. But there has to be, like whoever said, full comprehension between both.
Yeah.
So where you've come from is as important as where you're going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. We got a comment from Megan as well, saying, "Well done to you all. I've known you all since young, and I'm glad to see you all reach to a level of maturity and self-awareness. Take care." Zalian, yeah.
Zaylan. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, self-love is a journey on itself, I keep saying, and we are discovering each other, like ourselves, every single day. And whoever wants to join you will join you. Whoever doesn't want to join you, love you from the distance.
So where you going? Exactly.
And is one of the things, like, okay, I'm going to share a personal thing. So one of the things that I think when I started this journey a few years back, when I started like wanting to know who I am, wanting to go close to self-love, right? To understand really and truly what self-love was. One of the things I've done was I really isolated myself. And Nuria is here, that knows me for a long time, even from Nuria. I really went, boom, I just need to understand who I am, what am I doing here, what is going on, right? Because I had this thing where I would just suppress everything. Oh, that happened. Oh, it's fine. It's so cool. Now life goes on, work, overwork. Those people that say I'm a workaholic, right? That is a sign of lack of self-love. When you work so much, when you just don't stop, when you are tired, when you are overwhelmed all the time, that is a sign of lack of self-love, because you are just distracting yourself not to see what's going on around you. And not just so much around you, because around you can even look perfect, but what's going on inside you. So that's one of the things I've done. And a lot of people around me start pointing, oh, she thinks she's better than others, she thinks this, she thinks, we're not important no more, we're not good anymore. And the thing is not that. No one knows what I was going through. No one has an idea what I was feeling. For me to completely go like, boom, I don't want to talk to no one, I don't want to see anyone, it's because I was not in a good place. So I needed to find myself. And the only way I could find myself is to stop the noise, right? How do you stop the noise? Like going to a place where you can't hear anyone, you can't see anything, then you can just connect with yourself. And it takes guts to do that. in one side, because for someone that has been surrounded by a lot of people all her life, to actually decide to go solo for some time, it was not easy, but it was necessary for me to learn, for me to find myself, right? So when I was looking in the mirror and I could just see my reflection and I couldn't find myself, I needed to find myself. And that is something that some people, they want to find themselves, but they're not willing to do what they need to do to find themselves or to go into self-love. So it was not a transition where you say, that's it, I love myself now, because I'm not going to accept anyone to treat me like that. That's not self-love. Or just not only self-love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because when you have self-love, you also have standards, isn't it? That's if you lack self-love, there's no standards. Whatever you give me, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But once you know, you truly, truly find yourself, like you've said, that's it. You have your standards and people must meet the requirements to be in your life. It's as simple as that. You don't beg, you don't wait, you don't expect. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
This is the direction I'm going.
You come. Yeah. It's like,
exactly.
Whoever is your friend, like what I used to say is, when people said what they said, is like, listen, no one understands, but whoever is meant to be there will be.
Yeah.
When I'm ready to come back, who's meant to be there will be. And that's the way it is.
Absolutely.
Did I learn about self-love straight away? No, I didn't. I am still learning about self-love. It's an ongoing process. It's not like,
definitely.
I don't think you get to a place and say, I arrived, No,
you're always evolving, isn't it?
Yeah, you're constantly evolving.
And even I believe that even when you do find self-love, somebody will walk into your life and test you.
Yeah, but guess what? And that's what I was saying about not being linear, right? I can have self-love, but I can still fall for
a wrong relationship.
Yes.
Give a wrong step. Of course.
Yes, I can still go back into my old patterns.
Yes.
Right. The only difference when you start, when you start having love for yourself, of love for your life, it's that you are able to acknowledge what you're doing, and you are able.
You see the red flags faster.
Yes, or even if you fall, you get back quicker. It's not like I'm going to be like, maybe years ago you just have, heartbroken, then you stay, oh, I'm hurt and whatever. And then you just deal with things differently because you kind of know who you are, your value, your worth, you know what you can get.
What you want.
Yes.
Yes.
And that you can have everything that you want. Yeah, right.
Of course. Because it's quite easy for us to fall back into our old habits because we've been that most of our life.
Yes.
So when you get here and you're different now, you've changed, and then somebody walks in and tests you, oh dear, oh my God.
Especially relationships will test you, right? Relationships are the things that will test you the most, because why? With friends, you have those close friends that kind of know you, right? With relationships, it's like you accept being vulnerable into that relationship, right? And that's it. You are just being vulnerable. You're just opening yourself there. And if something doesn't go right, you kind of deal with things differently because you see it differently, right? It's just like, I love myself and I open myself, and I should never open myself, or should I? What do you guys think?
You see, I'm going to share personal as well a little bit. I have that soft spot you're talking about, not in a romantic relationship, but with family. So I always tend to say, this is enough. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to live my life. Anyone that wants to be in it, they will be in it. If they don't want to be in it, that's fine. But then they just show up and I just melt. And then I go through all over again. And there's me upset, sad, hurt, all over again. Because unfortunately, when it comes to family, it's harder than a relationship because you can't just simply detach from them because they're yours. And I guess sometimes it's very difficult for us to just find self-love when it comes to family relationship.
Yeah.
And it's so hard. So I always say, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to leave that again. I'm just going to move on. And for a long time, I will do it and I'll be happy. And I don't think of them. But when they look for me, then that's it. I go back to the same old habits.
Yeah.
I think, I mean,
You are mute. You are, yes, you are muted.
I am muted. Okay. Yeah. Did you hear anything? I said, I must say I disagree. I don't disagree with her point of view. It's a personal opinion. Myself personally, it doesn't matter if it's family or not. People need to earn the right to be in my life. I don't care if we're blood related. If you're my love, it doesn't matter who you are. You're still somebody that needs to earn the right to be in my life. It's as simple as that. It doesn't matter because blood doesn't make you family. But I understand what Noemi is saying. It's just when you love somebody, like she loves her family, it's harder to detach.
But that also comes from,
I love my family.
but that also comes from how you were conditioned to when on early ages, right? That also come from maybe, experiences that you've had, and maybe that detachment is not as easy for you. So again, we could go back and look at attachment styles, right? And where are you placed in there? So that couldn't be a complete different thing, nothing to do with self-love, right? It's not because you lack self-love that you forgive someone. You're not that. Forgiveness is actually part of self-love. It's very important because forgiveness, again, forgiveness is not I'm going to forgive you and I'm going to have you back in my life. No, you're forgiving someone else for you. You're actually forgiving whoever for yourself.
Because you
don't even need to tell them that you forgive them, right? So, and people that love themselves, they learn that forgiveness is very important because forgiveness is linked with releasing, and you need to release what's there. We are like bottle, right? We can't just keep things in, and that's another negative thing in a relationship. How many women or men, they keep things in, and then they just explode and then just start pointing fingers all the time, right? That's unhealthy. That's really, really unhealthy. And that is a lack of self-love habit. Because you are not releasing, you are not forgiving, you are not letting go. So why are you in that relationship? Right? And we are not talking about personal lives here. We're talking about, all these messages that we received, the stories that we know, and sharing our opinions, right? Comparison is another one. How many people in relationships, right? They lose self-love due to comparison. It's in there. So I don't know, maybe partner spoke to someone else, or I don't know. And then there's the woman going into social media stalking the other woman, right? Sorry, guys, I had to bring that up, because what she's wearing, what she's saying, and they check on you like every day, all the time, right? Or you check on them, like whatever, right? Is that healthy for your relationship? Number one, do you love yourself if you do that? It's normal to want to know who the person is or not, but do something, deal with it, right?
If you reach a point when you have to go search for somebody else that your partner's been talking to, That's already a red flag, my friend. Keep going, move on now. Because even if you catch, okay, I've called you, you're talking to so and so, I've seen her Facebook, I've seen messages. Okay, please forgive me, I won't do it again. Give it a couple of months, it will happen again.
Of course.
So when you love yourself, you know that this is not a cycle you want to be put in. This is not something I want for myself. I'm not going to go through this. Goodbye. Simple as that. It doesn't matter how much he tells you, I'll never do it again. He will.
They will. They will. And the thing is, another point is, as women, that's another red flag for lack of self-love as women. And I think we all been there once upon a time, where they do something and we blame the other woman.
Oh, definitely. But that still happens nowadays. This is what happens the most.
Still happens.
It's true, but it's unfair.
We are all grown up now, and we know it doesn't work like that. If he's on your
not with
team,
us, I mean,
he's
not with
talking
us.
to
I don't.
Huh? No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, if that girl is on his DM, if that girl is talking to him, it's his fault.
Oh, definitely. It's his responsibility to be faithful to you. It's nobody else's.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is one of another red flag for lack of self-love, because he just told you the biggest lies, or even it could be true. Maybe he just, made a mistake. Okay, I don't think you just drop.
You sleep and fall on.
It was a mistake, Okay. Whatever.
Exactly.
And it was a mistake. Okay, maybe he's right. He's really, really sorry, and he's not going to do it again, right? And she's there checking on girl A, girl B, because it's not just going to be one, right?
Yeah.
And blaming her for all of these, for the relationship that is not working, for how she's feeling, and then you there, lack of self-esteem, you there, hurts, you there, moody, you there, instead of being focusing on your relationship. Because if you forgave your partner, you want that relationship to work. You are there just doing what? Making it worse, right? So again, what is needed is a bit of
You're looking for excuses.
Yeah.
When you're going back, if you have forgiven, you shouldn't go back and check, or whatever, whatever the situation is. It's just looking for excuses to say, oh, okay, it's still your fault, lack of self-love.
Yeah.
Because if you have reached to a point of where you're forgiving and you want to move on for it, and you still have self-love, if you don't change within your habits, then obviously your relationship won't change within that person. And just going back to what Noemi was saying about family, I totally agree. I'm also a sucker for family, and I'm a very family pleaser, and I always come to a point and say, no, this is not going to happen anymore. I'm not going to do it, and then you kind of disconnect, and then as soon as they, hey, Nuria, when the connection comes back again, I'll be like, oh, okay, why not this time? This time it's just being able, and it's a process, and it gets easier with time.
Yeah.
No, I'm not like that. I'm not. I've learned attachment. I used to be like that. But I think detachment is really essential for you to actually, be safe, have, mentally safe. You can't. If people want to change, if people are just going to, because it's like, I see ourselves like, if you are in a space, you are in your space, you are protected with your energy, right? If I allow you to come to my space, you are bringing to me your energy. So them people that just call you to complain, I don't no, not on the phone with me. No, I don't want to, because it's really, really important for me to protect my energy. So if you want to call me, if we are talking, like, we're debating now, we having a conversation, or even on Zoom calls, whatever, it has to be beneficial for me and for you energetically, right? I can't leave this conversation feeling like, oh, I'm so exhausted. Oh, you know, she was just complaining about her life all the time. No, because you're going to complain. You know, them people that just complain. They complained yesterday, they complained today, they complain tomorrow, they complain after tomorrow, and they just keep complaining about the same thing. And then 10 years go by, and when you sit with them, they're just talking about the same thing.
That's so true.
I think we all know people like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why would we accept that? Why would we accept that in our lives?
True.
It's true.
Right. So I really, really, Filipa Pinto said, hi, I can see Facebook now. So some people, they pretend they forgive, but it's about competing with the other woman more than love the man. Yes.
That's so true.
Wow, thank you. I can see now there's going to be some, conversation.
Lydia, I'm echoing again.
No, who's on echo? Me?
I am.
Sorted.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Sorted. See? Efficient.
Yeah. Do I know a woman like that?
She do. We all do. They're everywhere.
Competition. That's another thing. Competition, right? Why would you spend your life, your energy again, competing with other women instead of focusing on your relationship? If your aim is to work that relationship.
Yeah. True. Go on, Lydia, say something.
You know what? I'm reading.
You're shy. I don't understand. You girls are all shy right now.
Do you know what it is?
The other day, you were not shy. You were just so happy and like talking and excited about.
I'm going because I'm trying to be here and present, and again.
Yes, you hear present.
The comments.
It's fine.
Like,
I am a very opinionated person.
Yes,
so if I never
present.
stop talking.
And this is what we need, to be opinionated and speak our truth, right? That's what it is. But competition. Yeah, I don't.
So I'll read the comment again, right? The comment was, some people, they pretend they forgive. Yeah. But it is about competing with the other woman more than love the man. And we know, there's some truth.
They don't want to lose.
Yeah, of course. Some women are like that. Yeah. Again, it can be through conditioning, lack of self-love, and like on the space that they are.
Yeah.
On the space that they are. Because if you are in a healthy space, let's think about a healthy or unhealthy relationship, right? What is a healthy relationship? Do people know what a healthy relationship is?
I'm sure people do know. Finding it or being in one is a different matter. But I'm sure that people know what a healthy... You know when your relationship is not healthy.
I don't know. I had clients that say, oh yeah, my relationship is healthy. And then half of their relationship, they are unhappy. But yet they believe it's healthy because they love the man. Or some of my clients, they've been on a relationship for many years. They always said it was a healthy relationship. After they break up, they can realize or analyze that it was not healthy.
Yeah. But these are people that are not in relationships with love. I myself, I have the love of my life, but I don't believe in love. I don't believe that love is real, it exists. I don't believe in love. I believe in partnership. When you see a couple that's been together for 50 years, there's no love there. You can't tell me that those two people still love each other. They don't love each other. They are partners in life. They have the same aim in life. They love each other. They care for each other. But what holds the relationship?
Love, you mean? There's
no,
love
they are in love. No, you can be in love, but your relationship is not sustained by the love.
Yes.
Your relationship is sustained by being partners.
Yes.
So you brace yourselves, you get together and you say, this is what we want for our life. And you work towards it together. Yeah. That's what holds a relationship together.
But you also need love. You need love, because if you
are in love with each other. No, you are in love with each other.
But if you love, like you said, you just said, I am with the love of my life, right?
Yeah.
You are also partners, right? Because you want to go somewhere
together.
If you didn't love him, if he was not the love of your life, right? You wouldn't be able just to be on a partnership. Because when you are intimate, right? Not everyone, but what I want to believe is that when we are intimate, we have some sort of connection there, right? And that connection comes with what you're feeling, right? You are in a relationship every single day. So if there's no love, if there's no intimacy, right?
Two different things. I think so. Being intimate or loving each other is completely different things.
In a relationship.
I think I agree with Nadina when she says that there needs to be love and partnership altogether.
After
for it to last. For it to last a long time, it needs to be partnership and love at the same time.
Thank you, ladies, for your opinion. But I
just doesn't want to admit it.
But I think what doesn't last forever is the passion. Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe that's what goes. There's love, there's partnership, but passion may not stay all the way until the end.
You guys are just
or maybe it goes and comes back, goes and comes back. Yes, admit it.
It's not. Listen. Love is not. I can love my partner to bits. That doesn't mean that I will stay. How many people have you been? I don't mean a lot, but I'm sure we have all been in a relationship where you love the person. Nuria, I'm echoing love. You love the person and you didn't stay with the person, and even though you were apart, you still love that
I don't see it like that.
Maybe no, you have to listen. You have to listen to understand. Don't listen to hear. Listen to understand.
Yes.
Yeah. No é ouvir para ouvir, é ouvir para entender.
Yes. You sound like me, Marla. You sound like me right now.
What I'm saying is, just because you love somebody, it doesn't mean that you will remain in the relationship.
I agree.
You can love somebody, you have love for the person, but that person does not give you what you need to survive the relationship, to be happy, to fulfill you as a woman. Then you move on. That's where my point comes in, where I say, love is not what holds a relationship together.
No. Okay, we understood a completely different thing.
Partnership is, because if you're partners, your partner knows, I will not cheat, I will not lie, I will not hurt her, because we have a life commitment.
I agree.
That's partnership. This is what I believe in. This is how I live my life, is based on partnership. I think it's an illusion when you think about love. You see the soaps, you see the movies, they're selling dreams. It's not real. But some people are unhappy because they're still waiting for that kind of love. It doesn't exist. Love does not hold two people together. I don't believe in love like that. No, that's my point. You guys understand me now?
Perfect. Yeah, but that's what I said. It needs to have love and partnership.
In the partnership.
Okay, can we accept my opinion?
Yeah, I accept your opinion, no problem. But I still believe that there needs to be love and
I believe that too. And she believes that too, because she said it. The first thing that she said in a sentence was, I am with the love of my life, but, so she believes that too.
Well, I still stand my point. Love doesn't hold a relationship together.
We've got great comments coming in.
But listen, how many men say, I love my wife, but they cheat? By that.
Yeah.
But then there's no partnership, is there?
But the love's not real. Love is an illusion. Girls, put that in your mind.
No, men are easy to feel accommodated than women, right? Nowadays, women are easier to just pick up and, do their lives. We have that strength of just pick up from zero and do our lives. for men, it's not that easy. Not all men have the guts to just pick up and do their lives. And that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
So, because the same way a man can cheat, a woman can cheat nowadays, and we know about that. You know, the physical, like they say, is all physical. We have it too, right? The same way they can look at, you know, beautiful women, we can look at beautiful men too.
Of course.
But we have that mind of like, you know what, I've made a commitment here, and that's where I'm going to be, right? Men are not like that, and not all men, because I know a lot of men that are not on that category. So is it really love? Maybe is, depending how was that day, how long have you been together, all depends on a lot of things, because men tend to be a bit weaker, and we don't think the same. Not weaker, okay, I didn't say this.
Yeah.
Men are not weaker, I did not say that. Weaker in a sense where
they're different.
They're more vulnerable.
In what sense? More vulnerable.
Okay, well, yeah, now skip that one, because I was thinking that out loud. I thought that out loud. But when I'm saying more vulnerable, it's more like, again, we go back to the conditioned, right? Especially African man, right? They were brought up. It's okay to have this many, you know, women, you know, but having to cater for. It's very, you know, it's, when I'm saying vulnerable, it's like going back, okay, times are changing as we are changing constantly. And if that person, I always say, if that person is not resolved within themselves, or that male, or even, it doesn't even just necessarily have to be a man, the woman itself, if it's not, it'll fall back to the habits, right? You can say, oh, no, I'm not, I'm gonna come out of that life, come out of that, you know, circle, and try to do better for yourself. Yeah. But then again, I think more men are fragile. That's the word that I wanted to say. Like, they're more fragile to, oh, but hold on, this is not working, you know, over here. Let me see what she's saying, you know, like, oh, hold on, she's looking, you know, like it's very, That's
why we needed a man in this debate, you know, like in this conversation, because a man could actually explain to us, you know, what's going on.
People said, don't try and excuse the man, Nadia.
Who said that? I excuse the man? Did I excuse the man?
Clearly.
I guess.
He also said, Marla, I'm still waiting for my Prince Charming.
Who's that?
A Flipa Pinto.
Tell her, while she's waiting, he will not come. She can't be waiting for her Prince Charming. She needs to. I mean, don't tell her, she's listening.
Yes.
She needs to know. You need to know what you want, and you will attract just that.
Amen.
And never settle. Most important thing we do, we as women, we settle. Don't settle.
One of the comments
don't settle, said, yes, there is that judgment that we are all afraid of, or we were afraid of, right? But it's very important that you don't settle. It's important that you are able to say, this is who I am. Commit to your happiness. It's something that I really always say. I commit to my happiness, no matter what that looks for other people, no matter what.
Yeah. Yes.
And what makes me happy is not what's going to make me happy. Yes. Yeah,
also very important is that the requirements that we put out there for the men, that we ourselves meet those requirements. You don't want to just walk into a relationship. You need to be what you want to attract.
Yeah, I love that, because how many women say like, well, I need a man. No, it's not like that. No, he doesn't have that. No, I'm not going to go out with him because he's not like that. But you look at her and you say, but what are you doing to match up to those requirements?
Yeah, exactly. Even if you think you love, still no.
Well, love, that's another conversation, because, you know, what is
Yeah,
love?
it's another conversation because there's a lot to say about that.
What is love?
We don't have
it's
time for that.
Okay, let me go. Let me read another comment from someone, and the person said, do people grow up knowing what a healthy relationship looks like, or did we just go through bad relationships and then we found our self-worth? Basically, are there enough good relationships in our community to learn from, or are we as women changing and want more for ourselves?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Yes.
You go, girl.
Just say that.
You go, girl, because
Unfortunately-
Noemi and Nuria, they're very shy today.
Okay, thank you. Unfortunately, in our community, we don't have a lot of role model relationships. Even those relationships that you see that your parents or your grandparents have been together for 50, 60 years, they were not healthy relationships. So we grew up seeing your moms, your aunties, your grandmas crying, sad, depressed,
Yes.
and thinking it's okay. So you grow up thinking your dad, your uncle, whatever, cheated, but he came back home every night. He slept out one night, but he came back on the weekend. So you still had the father figure, the mother figure, or the grandma, auntie, whatever. You still had there. So you grow up thinking that that's the normal. Then you yourself, when you grow, you get yourself into a relationship and you find somebody that doesn't treat you as bad as your uncle, granddad, whatever, but still doesn't treat you as he should. And you think, at least he's better than my uncle or my whatever. Yeah. So along your life, as you're growing, there wasn't a relationship that you could see and think, this is what I want for myself. Some people, I myself grew up, I saw a lot of things, different people, you know, around, big family, loads of friends, whatever. And I remember since I was very young saying, this is what I do not want for myself. Did I fall into that trap of what you know and settling and thinking it's okay? Yes, I did. Because what you want and what you see, you grow up and your brain is being programmed.
And do what you were used to do, or what you have seen, or what you learned, of course.
Exactly. So no, we don't have a lot of role model relationships in our community, unfortunately, but we can start now because we all have kids, and as they grow, they will see what a healthy, and mind you, showing a good role model is not just being married with kids and this the father and the kids. It's not that. No. A role model is, this is what I tell my girls, my kids. You do not need a man to validate who you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a lot of single moms. There's a lot of single moms that do. I have been a single mom. You do very well on your own. You raise your kids very well. You don't need, the husband is an add-on. The partner is an add-on. It's nice, you know, having a partner, blah, blah, blah. But it's an add-on. You can still have a healthy house with healthy-minded children growing up knowing what a healthy relationship is.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I agree with you.
I also agree.
Hmm?
I also agree with Marla. Yeah.
Yeah.
You put it on spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You answered for all of us.
Yes, I don't have nothing to add on. Not on that. Nothing. Nuria, are you reading some of the comments, or can I read? I'm going to ask.
The comments that are here passed from.
Okay. Is it okay to have high expectations or settle for less in a relationship? You know, again.
Somebody else talk, otherwise I will talk.
Go on. Mm-hmm. Sorry, repeat that.
No, I said somebody else talk, otherwise I'm just going to talk.
No, Nadia.
No, everyone can speak. No,
Nadia, can you repeat this question?
Is it okay to have high expectations or settle for less in a relationship? I believe that high expectation, again, like we were saying, you really need to know where you are. What are you bringing to the table for them to set your expectation? Because a lot of people are setting high expectations. Number one, some of them are not realistic. some of them do not match with what they do. So it's like, come on, right? What you want, you need to be able to match that energy with, right? Because it's going to come to you. Whatever you want is already yours when you are already standing from a place where you believe is yours. And for you to actually stand on that place, you need to then build yourself to be on that place.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm someone that just wake up and do nothing all day, and what do I want? A man that earns six figure? Well, I'm not saying it's impossible, but realistically, right?
Yeah.
So we really need to go to where we need to set our expectations.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
If we should settle for less, why should we?
Tell them
why
no.
should we? Well, I'm not gonna settle in a relationship where I'm not happy. What, to make other people think, look at my relationship and say, "Whoa, what an amazing relationship she has," and I'm going to bed crying every night. Can I actually go to bed, lay my head in my pillow, and wonder what my husband is doing? Then on that moment, when I am what's the word? When I am affecting my mental health, I need then to look what is more important. Is this relationship or my mental health? I don't think you should settle for less, no matter
how much
you love the person.
Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't settle for less.
If he's not making you,
but you shouldn't expect so high as well, like you said, because they need to be realistic expectations.
Yeah.
What's a realistic expectation? I think there's people get confused two things: standards and expectations.
Yes.
When you expect from people, you get heartbroken, you get disappointed, because you're putting the responsibility of what you want for yourself on somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, when you have standards, you know what you want for yourself, so that person is going to have to come and match it. They don't match it, you didn't expect, you're not disappointed, you're not sad, you will walk away. Exactly. Or if you love, you will work on that person. You understand? So
no, but even if you love, I guess the detachment here is important, right?
Yeah, but you're not in a relationship and for every little thing I'm going to walk away. No, there are things that you can work on, but you must have your standards. Never settle, never, because understand this: there is always a tampa puma panela. Listen, there's always somebody out there for you. This person, it doesn't matter how much you love him now, there's somebody else out there that will probably make you happier.
Yeah.
So don't settle, never. Okay?
Yes. Are you ladies? Yeah, say that again, the way you said it. Ladies, and I'm going to record this and I'm going to post it. Do not settle. To all my ladies out there, do not settle.
Never. What they say, one man's trash is another man's comeback. So somebody trashed you, said no, and somebody else said you were the woman of his life.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're in relationships or not. There's always men out there that think, I would love to have that girl.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's very true. That is very, very true.
I've got an Annabella Monteiro saying this is amazing. I'm having goosebumps. Well, I'm proud of you all.
That's Bella.
Relationships are inner work round. I'm going to read some comments, okay? So we can...
Yes, please.
So I had one saying, nice to watch something different. And it was a man, actually. And he said, as someone with NLP and cognitive behavior therapy background, I find this conversation very healthy. Many of us live by default as opposed to live by design. Ladies, you're on a way to live by design. Keep up the good work. Set up and clarify your beliefs, a feeling of certainty about what something means, values, what's important to you, rules, what needs to happen for you to feel a certain way, and work towards it healthily. Oh, thank you.
That's a really nice comment.
Thank you, Amarildo. Yeah. Another one was, some women want to be the one to change the man, so we'll stay waiting for results. I'll let someone comment on that one. Can a woman change a man?
People. No, you can't change a man. No, you can't. Even if it does seem like he's changing, it's a cover up. He's not changing.
Yeah. Unless he wants to change for himself.
And just so you know, just so you know, she's a married woman, so she might know what she's talking about.
Oh dear.
Someone said because some women love drama. I'm not sure what we were saying at that time. Relationships are inner work ground. We are attracted to them. The soul chooses who we love. We do not have a choice in there. Our lovers, partners will reflect and trigger our inner shadows in areas that need healing. With anybody else, we'll move on. But when you love, you work, you stay, because it isn't about them. It's about me and how my energy is attracting this. And I guess Noemi agrees with it. The way she nodded.
No, but just
unmute yourself.
Oh,
Sorry. No, I don't disagree or agree. I just think it was, nice. Interesting. Yeah.
Yes, Philippa said, I believe that some don't. If they've been in abusive relationships all their lives, they believe that is healthy. So when we were talking about, do people actually realize they are in unhealthy relationships? And again, you might know that something is not right, but we were taught when we were younger, especially in our culture, that is okay. A man is meant to be doing these things. It's normal for a man to do these things. Oh no, he does this, but he loves you. And when we were young girls, remember what the adults used to say? Oh, he treats you like that because he likes you. Do you see what we're installing in girls' heads? Like
you go to school, the boy kicks you, it's because he loves you.
Such an innocent comment, but it's strong. You are just teaching a girl that he treats you like this because he likes you. So it's fine. We grow up and we can't accept stuff because we actually believe they like us.
Yep.
I have face.
Whose face? My face?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I try.
We're thinking out loud.
Yes, so they love the assumption once created of what was once love. It's a process, a hard process. Yeah. You do need love to last a long time.
Oh, she's answering to me. You say you need love to last a long time. When I say a relationship doesn't need love.
Oh, okay. I just
That's
read it now. All right. I feel that this idea of love is what's throwing us all off from the real spiritual and mental worlds that relationships are about. That's what. I think we read it all. No, there's more. Well done. Proud of you all. It's been an amazing conversation. Yes. Okay. So I think the last question that we have, can being in a romantic relationship help you love yourself?
Yeah, I think it gives you a boost. Especially if the person is supportive of your journey again,
Yeah.
going back
For the,
to
for the ladies that believe in love, not the lady that don't believe in love.
but yeah, definitely, I do believe it. But then again, it goes back to depending on where you are with the relationship, of course. But I do agree with, yes, you can.
Yes, because if you have a partner that every day tells you how beautiful you are and boosts your confidence, not only your confidence, because being in a relationship has its benefits, right? Loads of benefits. But if it boosts your confidence, not only professionally, but I mean personally, somebody that every day says how lucky he is to have you, you're so beautiful, you're so interesting, that helps you. If you already have your own self-love, that only makes it blossom more.
Of course.
It helps. And if you lack, it helps boosting it more. Yeah.
Do you think if you lack, it helps? Because when you don't have self-love, you'll see a lot of women like very anxious about, where is he? What is he doing? Things like that. Like,
why is he saying that? Why does he say that I'm looking beautiful? What is he up
to? What did you do? You know,
what's coming?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Já pronto. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. You can speak in Portuguese. It's fine. Yeah. Of course. Wow, it's been.
Can I just point out? Elga said, "Yes, another person can see qualities in you that you don't see in yourself."
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they can, and they can help you see them. But if you don't actually love yourself,
if the relationship is healthy and you lack self-love, and you have a partner that brings that out of you, it's a good thing. That can help your self-love journey. Because if you don't love, I hate my feet, and every day he comes to you, your feet are beautiful.
Yeah.
And he buys you sandals, and he goes, I want you to wear sandals because you have beautiful feet. And then one day you're going to wear the sandals just to make him happy, and then without realizing, oh, my feet are not that bad. And then you gain confidence more and more and more. So it can be helpful. It can help your self-love, depending on the partner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's good. I don't know. I've always been working on my self-love alone. But
let me ask you a question, Adina.
Yeah. Ooh, I love questions.
Because, especially for women, you find that the most hardworking women and the tougher women, and they're ready for things and they're on a journey, are women that have gone through loads of bad experiences, right? Yeah. And you've been broken and you've rebuilt yourself, and then you get to a stage in life where you isolate yourself, you get to know who you truly are, and it's like you're a phoenix. You're reborn, right? Isn't it dangerous? Because it's borderline to being very confident. It's borderline to building some sort of a wall. Because when you're overconfident, when you're too full, not full of yourself in a bad way, like in your case, like you no, you just said, no, I didn't mean it to be that way. When you say I have always worked on myself by myself.
Yeah.
So that's a flag of a woman who's become not yourself, but somebody else.
No, you can say it's fine. I'm okay. Don't worry.
Yeah. If you become very independent and very overly sure of yourself, and you've battled on your own, it'll be harder for women like you to then meet somebody that will match that, because you have learned to only depend on yourself, to only count on yourself and grow, being on a journey on yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that could also, people that are like that, it could affect other kind of relationships, not only romantic, but yeah, since we're talking about romantic relationships, that can affect. Would you agree or not?
I would. And funny enough, was it this week, last week, I had the same conversation. And I actually posed the question of, me being how I am, how would it be like for me to actually, what expectations do I have? But again, in relationships, I see the love differently, right? And yes, I do believe in partnership, but I also believe in love, right? I am not overly confident. It might look like that, but I am not. I am like, I think I am like any other woman, that I have fears, I have doubts. Yes, I worked very hard to be where I am today. And yes, one of my limiting beliefs that I'm working very hard on it was that I always believed that a successful woman could not have a successful relationship. So I had that in the back of my mind all the time. And I have always battled into, I want to be successful. And successful means a lot of different things for everybody. And I want to be happy. Yeah. So I want to commit to my happiness, no matter what that looks like for you, the world. Either you agree or not, if I'm happy, I'm happy. Right? Yeah. And for me to get to that point, yes, I had to work. And maybe because that is my goal, it becomes a bit dangerous to build or create relationships with other people. But the thing is, I already have the relationships that I want, so I was always very comfortable with, I don't need to create new ones. And because your energy always attracts the same energy towards you, I attract people from, all walks of life for different things, for collaborations, for work, for friendships, So I have never sat down. Well, I did last week. But I have never dwelled on it and, sat down thinking about it. But yes, it can be dangerous. And as I say, the journey is a bit, not lonely, but it's a bit like for yourself.
It's a personal journey, yeah.
Personal, it's a personal journey.
Yeah, but you just can't make it too personal.
Yeah, but what's wrong with it? For example, if I wanted just to be by myself, for example,
there's nothing wrong with it. It depends on your reasons. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It just depends on your why. Your why is the most important thing on everything.
I agree.
So if you have the right reasons for not wanting to be in a relationship, then that's fine. If it's what makes you happy. It was triggering for me because you said, I don't know, I've always been worked on myself by myself.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah.
So that's the complete truth, actually. Now you make me think, but I have always, and no one ever puts me on the spot, so.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, because sometimes we build walls. I've done that.
Yeah.
I have done that.
Yeah, maybe
you don't realize that, that thing that everyone says, you don't know how strong you are until strong is the only. People say things like that just because it sounds nice, but it's actually true.
It's a protection as well.
It's a protection, yeah. You've had to be in situations where you had to be strong. So now you started building your wall, and you trust yourself so much in what you can do that you don't open that little door for somebody else to come and help you build a little bit, put a brick on it.
Yeah. But then we go back into what we were saying earlier, and I forgot.
I'm sure there was something that we said not to do, right?
No, she said something I remember, but then she continues, like I was gonna say it, but then she continues talking about it. No, it's fine. It's gonna come back to me. Because you said about, it's gone. Oh, man, it was a good one.
We got another
Comments?
Go on, go ahead.
You okay? I've been on the self-discovery by myself due to failed relationships, but it came a time I had a need to be with someone who could love me for who I am. But I also realized that I would need to change my independent woman mentality. It's been challenging, and sometimes you just go to default mode. Yes, absolutely. And I just remembered. But I also realized that independent woman mentality, and that goes back into what I was saying earlier about vulnerability. I struggled, probably, I don't know if you guys watch my videos, but there was a few videos I've done, I was talking about that, because that was a breakthrough for me. I struggled for many, many, many years to be vulnerable, right? And maybe I'm much better now. I can actually say now and come on live and talk about my, my weaker points, or not weaker, but,
The challenges.
Ones, right? Yeah, vulnerability was something that I used to be so scared of. So scared of. And maybe that's why I've always been on this journey by myself. And Nuri is here, she knows. When I'm not well, what do? I turn everything off. I disappear for a few days.
I do that, yeah. I do that.
I just go.
It's very healthy. It's healthy to do that. It's good. You recharge. It's good.
I don't get the phone and say, listen, I'm not well. It hurts. I don't that. I just go, turn everything off, and I try to find myself again, to understand what I'm feeling. Because if I dwell on something that I don't want to feel, that's going to grow. And I refuse to do that.
Yeah.
Is that a way of protecting myself? Maybe it is. But it's the way I found to deal with things. And is the way that so far has worked.
Yeah.
So you do that as well. So you reach
I do that. From time to time, I do that. I need it. It's not, I do it because I want to, I need it. If I don't do that, I'm not myself.
Yeah.
So sometimes I need to shut down.
And then I go back, who am I? Who am I? Where are you? What's going on? Why are you acting like this? Wake up. But again, it can be a sort of protection with like, you don't want to be that vulnerable. You don't want to face certain things. You don't want to let someone in, or you start, something to think about. Thank you. Anything else that anyone wants to say to close this conversation that we had about, self-love? It was most about self-love than actually romantic relationships. We talked a little bit about romantic relationships, but we didn't explore a lot of scenarios, did we? Maybe we need a part two.
That's good. Yeah. But I promise not to talk as much. As long as these two
it was good, Marla. It was good because Nuri and Noemi, they just...
Yeah.
It's the double N. It's the double N. Don't worry. Okay. But no, it was lovely. It was really interesting, to sit down and be able to come to this life together and deliver. Some people are probably, just thinking, wow, okay, going through it, processing it, should I say, within themselves. And it's amazing that we are able to sit down, put these questions on the table and deliver it, even if it's through our own experience or through our own opinions. But yeah, definitely, it was very interesting, and hope to have another one.
Well, we have plans for much more, isn't it? For many, many more. Unfortunately, Bella couldn't come in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Well,
Bella would have spoken more than me, so oh dear, next time.
Yeah. But it was very, very good that we could, come together.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
And talk about these subjects that they are so needed, aren't they? They are so needed. And for us to understand as well that if you are in a space that you feel lack of self-love, is okay. Is really, truly okay. It's not like you need to love yourself from day to night. just being able to become aware that you are on that space, that you are on a healthy relationship, that you are not feeling yourself, that you lack in self-love, that you're over-exhausted, that you are over-giving to others, you are tired, one-sided relationship. There's many other things that you can be feeling that will show you that you lack in self-love. Understand where you are, understand that you are there, and that is okay. That's the first step. Because when you understand about something, when you become aware, there's when you can then change. Now, just living on the I am okay, everything is fine, this is how it should be, or like in Portugal they say tu cruz carrega, right? Right? It's like that's not okay. We say things like that to make us feel better because we accept less than, to make us feel better because we are in a place that deep down we know we're not happy, and then we are just going to use all the excuses possible just to feel better. Right? I just want all the ladies to know that is okay, it's completely fine. Just you becoming aware of it is a process, and it's not from one day to another. It takes time. So be patient with yourself, be kind. You know, self-love starts with being kind to yourself. Why are you going to speak to yourself in a negative way? Would you speak like that with a child? No. So why would you do that to yourself? So that's my message for everyone. I just hope everyone enjoyed this debate. Well, more like conversation. Yes.
Yeah, because when I tried to turn it into a debate, you guys ganged up on me about the love. That would have been a debate for you guys. No,
there was a debate. Like, we did not agree with you.
No, she changed it. She changed it to being you guys did not agree with me. No, you ganged up on me. Sorry, not agree.
Yes.
No, we don't gang up. We don't gang against anyone. No.
Good.
We just did not agree, and you don't agree either. You just said it because you wanted to debate. Right?
Fine. Yes.
We're not gonna let that go, Marla. That's gonna come in every life we make. Every debate we make, we're gonna remember that.
Yeah, that's fine, because next time I will expect each one of you guys to tell me the true definition of love.
Yes. Yeah. I love these subjects, and no one's going to agree with me. Trust me.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Well,
thank you everyone for being here, and thank you ladies for this amazing debate conversation. You can leave your last messages. I think Nuri did, I did, Marla and Noemi.
Thank you for the invitation. This was lovely. I think women do need this subject to be spoken more. Can you mute yourself? So because we can learn from each other all the time, different experiences, different lessons. So let's share more. Let's leave the judgment aside. And let's share more. Let's help each other more. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. This conversation was amazing. It is very important for all of us women to find out that lack of self-love is not it is a little bit of a problem, but it's okay as long as, like Nadine said, we are aware of it and we try to fix it or work on it. Not because we're not a cause to be fixed, but yeah. But it's very important that we talk about these things, because we don't know how many people go through so many troubles because of lack of self-love. So if we're here and we try to help them by having these talks and having different opinions and visions, I think will be good for everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation, by the way.
And we are going to be coming here more often with different topics. So all of you that would like us, to come back, just send us a message with all the topics that you'd like to hear. And we're going to choose a topic, and we're just going to come and, create a lovely session for you. Okay, so I'll say bye and love and light.
Love and light. Love, Marla, love.
Yeah.
Are we off?
Yeah, we are off.
Yes.
Are we off?
Yes.
We are not off.
Oh, God.
We are not off.
Yes, we are.
Oh,
We are, I can see it.
Now you're laughing, right? I know, Amy. Now you're talking.
This is really good.
No, yeah.